okay, we're gonna try this again. Last time we did this, it was life on display, whatever. I'm just gonna jump right into this because that's the way things have been happening lately. So we're going with this, the Just Love No BS podcast. Basically, nothing is off limits because me and you are not afraid to talk about anything. Uncensored. We don't plan on being explicit, but you may hear the odd word. Just Love No BS is here because of men's mental health. I started it after my wife died. The story is on the website. That's all I'm gonna say. I've spent 10 years building this. I don't even know if I don't even want to say it's a brand. But I've met Melissa and she resonates with everything, and the site was built around that, and we've been together less than a year still, right? It hasn't even been a year. So I'm gonna jump into this with what I think is the most important thing that you want to talk about right now, and I'm gonna keep you focused in on that. When you try to change lanes, I'm gonna bring you back because you'll touch on different things. But that's why we're here, to keep talking about it. I'm going to cover men's mental health. I may do it solo. I don't think you're ever going to go solo. I don't think that you're interested in that kind of thing. I don't think we or you would be talking about this if we weren't in a relationship together. You've mentioned that to me. So instead of my story or any more depth about Just Love and how it got here, I want to talk about our story, because Just Love No BS really is about talking about anything. There's nothing off limits. And I realized it's about living in the present.
Always.
And I found you, I met you because I stopped living in my past, stopped getting ahead of myself. I just, men's mental health, like I said. Now, we're not even gonna go into our story other than we met, sent a couple messages, met, all the right reasons, 7 months later. Now, your claim to fame is, and I always say it wrong, it's not multiple personality disorder, it's
borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
And to sum it all up, it's a bunch of disorders formed over the years from trauma and just not being able to regulate my emotions or mental state because of some things that I blocked out in my past, basically. And then the doctors over the years have given me a few different diagnoses, which has led in the past 2 years to the borderline personality disorder diagnosis. So it has been an uphill battle my whole life.
Why is it important to you to talk about this?
Because there are other people out there that suffer from this disease, and I personally feel like we don't have anybody to talk to or to relate to, mostly because we don't have an identity ourselves, I guess, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because we mirror everybody we meet. That's why we don't have a lot of friends, because we tend to be chameleons with our environment. And a lot of us end up in really bad places because we don't have the right support. Our families feel like we're just emotional, or we're just pretending, you know, everything's not real, or they just don't want to take accountability for the fact that we have it, and it could have stemmed from some of family problems that they don't want to talk about, right? So yeah, I just
You said, I don't know if you used the exact word, but you said maybe they don't believe you. Do you think legitimacy of the disease is questionable, not just with family, friends, but society in general?
Well, because we could have emotional outbursts where we have these manic episodes where we just completely lose ourselves, you know? We do things like we shouldn't do, kind of go wild and crazy, and people think we just do it on purpose, but literally our brain is just trying to feel or find something. I don't know. It's really lonely to be be borderline. Because nobody can relate to you. And when you talk about things, people are like, holy crap.
What are 3 things you think people should know?
That we're not scary, bad people. We're just really trying to learn ourselves. So if you want to be friends with a borderline, you got to be real. Like not like two-faced, a liar, manipulator, somebody that steals. Because we kind of pick up on that stuff. And we don't like that. So that could throw us into a manic episode because we're like, why are you doing that to me? I'd never do that to you. Right?
Anything else?
Do you want to know anything else?
Was that 3 things?
Oh, no. That was one thing, wasn't it? More support, I guess, because, again, borderline personality disorder is a many, diagnoses. So it'd be like, I've been to counseling for ADHD, for my manic depression, for those types of things. Bipolar, yeah, all those types of things, but they never really like were in depth. It was always each separate thing. It wasn't like all of them together,
Mm-hmm. Is the bipolar and what you call manic, does that kind of go hand in hand?
Yeah, it could be seasonal. Definitely in the wintertime, I become more depressed because, like you heard my doctor say, I don't get enough sunlight, I'm not eating enough iron, omega-3s, things like that, right?
Well, speaking of legitimacy, your doctor, who just happened to be my doctor at the time as well.
And again, you came with me to find out if I was telling the truth.
I did.
But I accept that because of my diagnoses and knowing that, but I'm not afraid to tell people either. When we first met, I did tell you I have borderline personality disorder.
Absolutely. So, actually, one of my other questions for you was, what advice do you have for men in a relationship? And I don't know if that's I get that there are, okay, let's back this up. Do you think I don't know the stats at all. I've only researched
I
the
can answer
disease.
that.
Do you think there's more men or more women with this?
There's more women.
And it's a disorder, not a disease. I should be clear about that.
I don't want to like make too many people mad. Most men don't go in and talk about it until it's like they're completely losing their minds, right? Whereas a woman will be like, I feel weird, and go and talk to their doctor about it, right? Again, with your men's mental health, it comes down to, I'll be judged, blah, 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 right? But I do have a bunch of people on my Instagram and Facebook that are men that have borderline personality disorder, and they say it was the best thing they ever did to start talking about it to people and to actually get it fixed than to completely lose their minds or do something where they're incarcerated or hospitalized. Because, again, there is not a lot of supports or anything like this because it's multiple diagnoses over a period of time, maybe 5-10 years. Like I said, I recently got diagnosed with it about 2 years ago. Before that, it was the manic depression. You have ADHD, you have OCD, you have this, you have that. They were just like kind of bouncing me around different diagnoses for a while. And it also comes down to doctors too. Is their doctor willing to take that? Because it's really hard for a borderline to find a family doctor because they don't want to deal with all of that. Because if you put us on different prescriptions and stuff trying to figure it out, you can put us in a psychosis, right? And yeah, so it's a very, very, very touchy subject.
To say the least there.
Yeah, and again, a lot of men don't talk about what's going on because they don't have the supports or support groups like you're wanting to talk about and stuff. So,
well, men's mental health, mental health in general. Who did we talk to? A very close friend yesterday said that they don't believe in mental health, right? Not in the sense that society sells it, so to speak. I don't want to get off onto this. Yeah, we'll go on that topic.
No.
Okay. So my question What advice, and I'm going to change it from, what advice do you have for anybody in a relationship with somebody that has your disorder?
Well, it depends on if the person with the disorder actually tells you. That's what it does, and I've told you many times, research the disease, look it up, find out for yourself and get a mental of what you might be getting into. Did I not
Yeah.
talk about? But I'm just saying, those are the things
It's
you
not
do.
me. I'm asking for
Prepare-
everybody you're talking about.
I'm saying, I prepared you. When
I
we
don't-
first met,
don't
I
take
said...
this wrong. I don't think anybody could be prepared for what you said and what the reality is.
Which
fairness.
is why I told you to look up the disease. And,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
I told you the different diagnoses I had, so you can look up those specific things for my borderline personality, right? That's what it's up to you as the individual, right? The best advice is look up the disease if you find out that your partner has this.
So
or if they're
interesting.
having like crazy symptoms, maybe ask them, would you like me to go to the doctor with you? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it might spark a fight, but you could be like, well, your behavior kind of is scaring me and I want to make sure you're better. It also depends on the person you're with too, right? How much they want to disclose. I'm 37, so I've learned that put it out there. Don't hold back, because they'll find out anyway. Your mask will fall off at some point. You'll drive yourself crazy trying to hide it. Literally, because you're trying to be like the other person, so you're like masking your own thing. So when you're in private or you have major blowouts, right? That's why I try and just get it out there. If the person doesn't want to be with you, then it's obviously not meant to be.
Why have we stayed together so long?
Because we actually communicate and work through our problems, and I can't answer that for you. I don't know.
You just did. Do we love each other?
I would think so. I would hope it's not just words coming out of our mouths and the actions to go with it. I don't know.
Are we connected?
Very much, yeah.
Do we choose each other?
We could say that.
I'm saying all these things because
Well, I can say for borderlines, they have a favorite person, right? And losing their favorite person is like a death to them. So that's why I don't have friends, because I get really close and personal to people. And it's really hurtful when they're just like, oh, bye. Right, so yeah, you actually have to have a connection with somebody.
when we have had distress or crisis in our relationship, how do I word this? We mirror, right? Like ourselves.
Yeah.
We've had episodes where I have
Definite projections of things going on in your life.
We've always called each other out.
Right.
Being able to say whether it was an issue with our own relationship, one of us. We don't know how to not be honest with each other. Would you say that's a fair statement?
Yeah, I have a really hard time lying, even if it's like the simplest little. Somebody wants me to lie for them, I can't. That's just bad karma, bad energy. Like I said, either be forthcoming
And
or...
you'll pick up on the littlest of things. If I say that I'm going to make dinner at 10:30 in the morning and
I'll
I
remember that
forget
all
it,
day.
and it could set you off.
It could.
It could.
Again, that comes to me learning my triggers too and figuring it out. Sometimes my brain is just like raw and it makes me blow up, but sometimes I have reason in there, right?
You're a very independent person.
I've been alone my whole entire life.
Do you think most people with this are in the same boat?
Yeah, we're ignored a lot. Because, like I said, people think we're faking it, we're having temper tantrums, or our emotions are too big. Like my daughter, for instance, she is a very good example of she may have borderline personality disorder when she's older just because of some of the traumas like her biological father put us through and some of the things that have happened between there and now, right? Which is why she is the little mini me that she is, right?
Where I wanted to go with that, because you hit on a couple things that made me think. I can't imagine being in a relationship with somebody where it's not disclosed.
Right.
You're even making me think through some of my past relationships before meeting you, where, boy, is it ever a possibility now. However, having said that, that's why we believe we manifest each other, right?
Absolutely. You've read the cards with me, kind of all points in the same directions. Some of the things that happen in our life, right? It's not future reading, but it's like guidance.
Well, I felt in tune with it as well.
Right.
In fact, that's part of it. Like the first month we were together was exposure of anything that would destroy a relationship.
Absolutely.
It was like,
including my family.
well, quite honestly, we've survived. We've survived enough that our closest allies, and I say that for that reason, I'm pretty sure you agree, we don't have friends, we have allies, thank goodness, people that will say what we need to hear, not always what we want to hear.
Right.
But we've been through enough that our closest allies have said, holy shit, most people would have given up, and you guys haven't even been together a year. Like, and most of the distraction is from, I don't want to paint us like we're trying to say we're perfect, but
nobody's
exactly
perfect.
Opposite. We've made mistakes and mirrored and realized. I don't like saying it like this, but we've been talking about it a lot. Outside distractions and enabling other things has put me. It sounds like I'm blaming other people for my problems. I'm not. It's the exact opposite. I finally get what I can't control.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, if we would have went into our relationship the way most people do, anybody that's going through what you're going through, there's no way. It wouldn't be fair to a person not to tell them.
It isn't.
If you're not good to go as you are, you shouldn't be in a relationship to begin with. And I've questioned myself whether we were right for each other or not.
When I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, like recently, the psychologist and the doctor both told me, like, if you get in a relationship or anything, you got to tell that person, especially if you know it's going to go long term. Because our brains are so iffy, right? Like, I take care of myself. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have my meltdowns and everything. But from what I was before, like, crazy.
I think you've proven that you're something I already believe in. And it's my own fault for learning it and not dealing with it sooner in my life. But I'm talking about product of our environments.
Well, yeah, that's a huge role for, like, borderlines, right? Because we're people looking for validation because we've never been validated in our lives other than that we're the bad child or, you know what I mean? Like, we're just labeled before we're even given a chance.
Which, yeah, like I said, goes into the legitimacy of it. Well, kind of good to go unless there's anything else you want to add about.
If there's any more questions?
Borderline. Well,
it's been one hell of a roller coaster for myself. I can tell you that right now because I haven't had very good supports or anything. That's why I'm the independent. I supported myself. And the people that did say they were my supports were actually enabling me and making me.
You were just convenient.
That's right. Very much so. That's where I come with the manipulation and the lies and the, yeah.
Well, we can pick up on it a little bit. You become horse trading, right? You don't lack a word. I like the horse trading word because of it's a relationship. If you're not connected and in love, then everything's a trade-off.
Right?
Um,
Well, if I do this,
I'm
then they do
comparing
that.
it
Yeah.
to people in your life that will enable you. It's like being in a relationship and you've got another's possession, and you know that possession is important enough that if anything were to ever happen in the relationship, that they're going to come looking for it.
Yeah.
It becomes leverage.
Yeah, the
Leverage
sad
is
part,
something family and friends can use against you being borderline.
the main leverage for me is my kids. That's what every single person uses against me. As soon as I don't do what they want or feel the same way as them, they attack me and my kids.
Okay, it's very interesting because
My kids didn't do anything.
we're 20 minutes in, and I think I wanted to talk about one other thing. I think I've kept this as on target as I can, and it's given me a whole bunch of things that I get to talk about solo. Because I met you because I was solo.
Well, I agree with your men's mental health group that you want to do and supporting men and their health because there isn't
I'm afraid
any
to
out
do
of there.
it in Medicine Hat.
That's
where we
You
are.
can't be afraid to do it at all,
Well, I get that.
right? If you're gonna help men, you're gonna help men.
I
It doesn't
realize
matter
that.
where you are, and maybe this is the greatest spot to do it to prove that blah.
My gut is saying that a little bit. Like of all the places to dig myself out of, it's not that I don't like Medicine Hat. It doesn't feel like a great energy here.
It isn't a great energy
And
here.
I-
I have to cleanse myself daily.
So real quick, you know what? This is actually a good segue. There is one other thing I'd like to talk about since you kind of indirectly hit upon it, because I know this is also very important to you, and I get a lot of attention online, and that's why I've changed things up and decided to step into this, because when I found you, I had realized I'd come to a point in my life where I was sober. I think a lot of people are better off sober. I thought it was the answer. I don't believe it is anymore. I mean, drugs can do amazing things for people, and everybody's an addict of something. In fact, that's where I'm going with this. We've done a really good job of staying on topic. Now I'm going to babble. Borderline personality disorder is one thing. You are not afraid to admit anything you've done in your life. I said at the beginning of this, nothing is off limits, and trust me, we're about to talk tough, because we're not going to stop doing this. We're stepping into it. Don't tune in to the men's mental health talks if you're not ready. I'm getting emotional thinking about it right now. Do not dial in, guys, and ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages. I mean, we're going to talk some stuff here. And if you're not ready to look in the mirror and admit everything you've ever done, what you're doing, and where it might lead you, then I don't know if you're ready for this. What does it mean to you and society, so to speak? I'm complicating this. How do you feel about being sober and in control of yourself? Because I've come to learn what society calls sober and in control of yourself means you're not on any illegal drugs, from what I can tell. You're doing heroin and you're addicted to it and it controls you, and you're homeless and you have children. No, nobody's helping you. They're going to take children away from you and provide. You can't take care of yourself, correct?
Right.
Same thing if you're on cocaine or fentanyl, anything illegal.
Well, there are functioning addicts that work every day and you wouldn't even know they were addicts, right? So it's really hard to say. As for me, I don't like taking the prescriptions from the doctor, but they actually work for my brain.
Right.
But in the long run, it's going to eat my stomach. It's going to destroy my organs because of what's in
Our
these
bodies
drugs.
aren't meant for these drugs.
That's right. You're
Ever.
supposed to be natural. And even all these mental health issues and things like that, none of those were a thing.
Right.
Right.
Whole different.
This is all kind of like, I don't want to say man-made, but my disease stems from trauma when I was really young. And I've been to therapy and talked about it and talked to like professionals. That's where they say it stemmed from. Me blocking out my
That's
childhood.
what the research says.
Right.
You've got nowhere to put it. Your brain has to deal with it somehow. So you kind of compartmentalize it and assign it roles, so to speak.
Now let's go today. I have 5 or 6 flashbacks of things that happened in my life when I was young, and I don't know when it happened or how, or sometimes I know the events that I'm having flashbacks for, and I have to make myself not have a reaction to it. So it's like really complicated when you get down to the, like, actually thinking about it.
Where does weed kick in?
It calms the flashbacks a little bit. I also have like voices in my head that scream things at me sometimes, or tell me things I don't want to hear. You know, the goods and the bads, right? And I'm not afraid to talk about it. I haven't hallucinated in 10 years, but I used to see like shadows and shit in the background, or somebody would be yelling at me and I'd see like a giant black. I found out that that's an aura of them being angry at me. But, you know, finding out that some of the things in my brain are not really, really crazy. It's just chemical reactions, imbalances from not growing up properly, regulating properly, being allowed to regulate properly. So as an adult, I'm learning myself to regulate while I'm trying to regulate my kids, and apparently I'm doing a really good job because my son wants to play baseball, something I never thought he'd want to do. He's a tech kid that says, I hate sports and don't want to do anything. But legitimately, the teacher set a program and he said, I want to play baseball. So.
Do you think there'll ever be a day you're off the drugs, the prescription drugs?
I have. I've went like 6-7 years without drugs. A traumatic event happened where I was in a full routine and that ended, so my brain chemicals went whoo, right? It's basically keeping a routine and trying to stick to it because nothing's perfect, but you know, like I have the alarms for my kids, those are on every day, it doesn't fucking matter, right? That's something I told you I will never change, and that's why.
Okay. Well, I think I've covered everything for one episode. Now the trick is for us to actually upload this and post it around and then come back tomorrow or the next day. We've set a goal for not going more than a couple days. And my own personal goal, I shouldn't even say in this, I don't want to get ahead of myself. My own personal goal is at least once a day, talk about men's mental health. Because I know why I'm here. I know why this is happening and why I'm even getting emotional about it right now. Because I miss how I felt when I met you. And because of some of our trials and tribulations, in fact, you were talking about, you know, you're back on these medications because you were manic, you were freaking out, for lack of better words to say it, and we actually talked about this, both of us. You were proud of yourself for not spiraling.
Yeah, I looked you in the eyes and said, I need to go to the doctor, or I'm going to be an alcoholic or something.
Yeah.
I'll spiral. Like,
in our relationship, since we met, you quit drinking.
yeah.
I met sober.
I haven't completely quit drinking.
No, you did though. You did. You made it. No, I want to say it right because you did. You quit, and then you were going through some shit, and you said, "Is it wrong that I want to have a drink?" And I said, "I don't care." Because I can't. The one thing that this relationship is teaching me is that I don't control fucking anything except myself.
That's right.
Period.
You can't control the way a person's going to react to you by saying something. You in your mind can picture, okay, this is good, but that's your perception.
Always.
Always.
So yeah, you had quit drinking, and then because you rage cleaned. You told me, I don't even know why you drank a case of something, and you were like, I don't even know what I'm telling you. And I said, well, I think you're telling me because you love me and you've got guilt. You didn't need to drink all that shit and clean. But I also added, I'm pretty impressed because if you wouldn't have told me, I never would have known. And if anybody else would have drank a case of those things, they would have probably passed out, possibly with alcohol poisoning. But you not only fucking drank them, but you cleaned your whole house as best that you could.
And then I went out and did
Right,
stuff.
right. And then, but you also said, no, we're going to put it down.
Yeah.
And even in sobriety from that stuff, I dabbled with booze. And then, like I said, I think everybody's better off sober. What I'm relating this to is the fact that even with borderline personality disorder, even with what you call manic episodes, I guess the right words is functioning.
Yeah. You got to find what works best for you as an individual. Like, who cares what people think? It's your body. Your
mind, your body, your choice, your decisions, your boundaries. You choose to be with somebody or not.
You know my 4 F's, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if they're not financing you, if they're not feeding you, if they're not sleeping with you, then tell them to frick off. Because bottom line is, for real, if they're not doing those things for you,
they're not
for real.
Feeding you, or they can right off.
That's right.
It is the day and age we're living.
Because in my relationships, I give it my all. It's everything.
I can't say
okay,
that.
that's why I don't have friends. Right? We have allies, right? But like,
yeah,
for real, I haven't had a friend my entire life,
right,
or family, for that matter. So,
well, the reason I brought it up is because when you said you like the last thing you want to do is spiral, that was kind of your bouts.
well, I'm afraid of spiraling because when a borderline spirals, they may never come back. I could completely lose my mind one day. It's a diagnosis of somebody that they can't diagnose, right?
Well, I've already told you all of this. What scared me the most is the closest thing we've had to breaking up was a lot of reality and both of us discovering boundaries and how we truly felt about each other. And when I met you, I had abstained from every possible evil. And boy, you can talk tough, but man, stuff never goes away. And I was just like, whether me and you are together or not, I can't spiral. That's all I fought that entire time. And it's insane how easy it is to convince yourself that you're okay and you got a grip on anything. And those things never leave. It's like somebody telling me they're alcoholic and they know one drink will never be one drink.
That's me.
Well,
I could have 3 drinks. If I drink that 4th drink, it could be the scary one. Right?
yeah.
So I don't even go.
The point I'm trying to make is life is your control and your choice. And the biggest thing to learn about it is you don't actually control anything about except yourself. And what you choose to do is what you will reap.
Right.
Whether you want to call it karma or your path or whatever, what you think about, how you treat other people is what is going to be put in front of you.
Which is like the conversation we had with my kids last night.
Absolutely.
Right? They were asking about their auntie. She's having a lot of really bad luck lately. Right? And I said, well, look at how she's treating everybody around her right now.
Right.
Look at the way she's been treating us, and she doesn't even know what's going on in our life.
Right.
And they were like, oh.
And we made it very clear. We don't wish anybody ill.
No,
That's
I hope
point.
the best for her.
We hope
like,
you kids treat people well, treat people good as well.
Take this as a lesson, as like what you do to people comes back to you.
And you don't know when.
You don't.
You don't know when.
As children, you harvest your karma until you're like a certain age, between 13 and 17, and that bad karma hits you. And I know that's probably like crazy talk to lots of people, but
No, we're gonna get into that in future episodes. We are good though. We've covered a little bit of everything and cycled in. I know that this is important to do. I'm not gonna keep making excuses and lists and ideas. I'm gonna, if anything, like I said, I'm gonna be back at least once a day. We're aiming for once every couple days, if not more.
well, and I can say for my mental health, the best thing I ever did was reach out and talk to somebody. Getting it out is the best thing you can do, because holding on to it is what destroys you.
Well, yeah. Is there anything we didn't know about each other within 2 weeks? Like
No, I
anything?
pretty much told you everything right up front.
Including our debts, our BS, anything that anybody thought about us that we're aware of, or I just here.
I even told you the crazy things I did as a teenager.
Yeah.
Being in a gang and
Yep. So
crazy stuff.
I really do believe that there's one word for all of this, and it is communication.
That's right.
You, it's the last thing I'm gonna say, and then you can add, and we're gonna hit the button and publish. We want Just Love No BS was something from my past, and I thought I had to tell my wife's story for the rest of my life. Just Love No BS is actually about living in the future, or sorry, in the present, and 100% in the present. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, but we are gonna. You'll find the designs on the website. Are we here to make money? My brain is like, did you really want to go here at the very end of this? We're here to help people, whatever comes out of it. If I sell a hoodie because you like the design and it says loyalty on it, then yeah, maybe I'm gonna make a couple bucks and you're walking around with honesty. I'm way getting off topic here. We're here to talk about what's important. Nothing is off limits. There's more to come. You can find me on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook. We've got the website. We're going to be on TikTok. You'll find our profiles on Facebook. Jared Bosch. You'll find Melissa Atwell.
No, it's Manic Mel.
Oh, you've actually changed
Yeah.
it? Okay.
It's been approved and everything. I'm verified as Manic Mel.
Okay.
I post funny memes or, just upbeat stuff on my wall. You'll see it. It's there.
Okay, there. This is a little bit of who we are and what it's about, and we're just here to share with you. And I'll talk about Just Love No BS on my next solo a little bit more about it. But we're gonna sign off saying, thinking good thoughts. Hope you are too.
Look at that.